Really unorthodox. The temperature is 30 degrees outside. It's cold. For South Texas, it's really cold, and it's always windy. So that always makes it a little bit worse. At least in the summer, when there's constant wind, it breaks the heat a little bit. Not so much, though, in the winter. It's really just kind of cutting. The rain seems to have stopped, which is great. It never, it got technically at freezing temperatures, but even the puddles on the ground from the rain didn't freeze. It was trying to freeze. It just couldn't quite get there. But Bella has been dying to come back outside. This is her weather. Where's she at? There she is. This is her weather. She's super excited. She's super happy, but she's super sad looking when we're cooped up inside. And don't get me wrong, I am too. I'd rather not feel like I needed to be stuck inside. And truth be told, I do need more RV toilet paper. I'm down to 2 rolls, which is not a big deal. I just don't like that feeling. Reflectix work on the outside of that particular rig. It is quite cold. I thought we were going to get some snow. The weather bug app kept calling for it, and it tried. Don't get me wrong. The weather tried. It really did. And there were some pretty thick raindrops, and they were trying to be icy. Like I said, it just couldn't quite stick. She's been dying to come outside, and that guy was pretty much dying to get out. Let's walk back around this way. Yesterday I went and topped off the propane. And I have 3, if you caught that quick short video, I do have 3 propane tanks. So all 3 were topped off. It just made me feel a little bit better to get it topped off. I had topped off last week sometime. So I'd used about a week's worth of propane, so I didn't have to put too much in. But as the weather shifted, I just wanted everything completely topped off. Stayed really warm last night. Don't get me wrong, I had to put on thick socks and such, but it was like 70 degrees in the RV, so it was fine. I've been toying with the idea of trying to leave to run to the store, though, at what would be the warmest part of the day. Probably around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I forgot this morning to take protein out of the freezer. So I kind of also felt like doing some oven roasted chicken leg quarters to put in some upscaled ramen a little bit. Just something comforting, right? Just comforting type noodly foods. Just warm the insides and the soul a little bit. So I do think that I will do that. But I definitely want to wait until the warmest part of the day, if for no other reason than to just ensure that there isn't ice or anything on the road. Like I said, the weather, it tried to like sleet and ice and snow. It wasn't for lack of a good effort. It was from about 10 o'clock on last night when the temperature really dipped again, and it was just constant precipitation. And you can tell it's windy. Sorry about that. But it tried so hard. It really did. But we got a little bit fortunate. But my Bells here was gonna go nuts if she didn't get a really good walk outside, so get her a good walk. And she'll get another walk this afternoon into the evening again, probably when it's just close to the hottest part of the day. Not hot. It's not hot outside. The warmest part of the day. Caught the short yesterday too. So not only did I top off on propane, but I made sure that everything was good with the water situation, or at least as prepared as I could be. I wrapped the point of entry to the city water, and around Christmas time, just after Christmas, I ordered an electric water hose that you plug in, and it's supposed to help keep everything from freezing, which is amazing. So far, I'm happy with it. I had water this morning. The only frustrating part about that is it wasn't quite long enough. So I had a vulnerable point with a regular hose that was on the ground. But I wrapped the water filter as also another sensitive point. And let's walk down this way. Oh, actually, let's go this way. So I wrapped the water filter as another sensitive point. But then I had some extra foam. It's not a pool noodle, although pool noodles are what I used to use when we lived at the house. At a pool, we have pool noodles. And I had these warm, thick wool blankets that I put over the what would have been our pump room. It wasn't in a room though, it was just outside on the side of the house for our in-ground pool. And that worked out well too. But so I wrapped those sensitive points. And I let the water drip. Just a little. I'm gonna pull some practices from my youth living in the north. So this side of the RV resort is a lot of the park model homes. These folks are a lot more permanent. On the other side tends to be a lot more of the RVs themselves, travel trailers. There's several vans over there, which is super cool. Super cool, like Ram Pro Masters over there. So tennis courts, pickleball courts. I'm gonna have to pause here and pick up some poop. Sorry, I wasn't gonna subject you to Bella's number twos, but she's trying to eat it. Leave it. Thank you. But I would call that a successful walk. She peed and she went number 2. She got a little bit of energy out. She got to experience her. She likes this weather. So she'll start in the evenings up in bed with us. And I guess it just gets too warm in there, because then she'll just head back downstairs in the RV in the living room. And it's always cooler down there. But just like in the summer, the bedroom is always cooler. It's always warmer. In the winter, hang on, we're going to let some cars pass. People need to slow down here and kind of take those turns without paying a whole lot of attention. All right, come on, bud. Step over. She went the wrong way. So the roads aren't too bad. More people are getting out and about. I'm a little hesitant, but I need a couple things that I didn't realize I needed yesterday. Come on, Belle. Pick up the pace a little. There's a car coming, and we need to jump over this water here. Come on. Let's go. So obviously not a full tour. I know. You don't want to go back, do you? Not a full tour, but just a quick walk. I'll overlay some stats for the weather. It's definitely chilly for South Texas, this far south. Wherever you're at, I hope you're staying warm. So does Belle. Staying dry. And remembering to live life outside of the work that you do.